I do believe.
We're live on Instagram and Facebook. Hi, friends.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us for Serenity and Recovery. And we're really pleased to be with you this week. I want you to know that this is our 51st episode, so it's really exciting. Thank you for your love and support. And one of the things that I would like to share is my name's Bridget Parvin. This is my husband, Doug. And you want to say anything?
Welcome.
Welcome, friends. So one of the things that's really exciting is the book, How to Get Your Life Back, is out. It's released. It took 4 years and 3 months to make, and I'm so honored that it's out and that you guys have bought it, and your voting with buying it has made it Kindle #1, and I'm just so excited about that. And you can also find me on my website, bridgetparvin.com, to set up any sessions with me, any personal sessions of coaching or anything. And Doug also has a YouTube channel, 12 Sound Solutions, and his website is dougparvin.com. So we would love for you to join us on those different avenues during the week when we're not doing Facebook Live. And also I want to invite you later on this afternoon, towards the evening, I'm going to be on a radio show called Inflow with my treasured friends, Grant Virtue and Melissa Virtue. So catch us there. We'll also be doing readings on that. And so it's Inflow Radio. And we would love to have you join us on that. And so what we do is we pick a topic of the week for this episode. We pick a topic and talk about that. Then you can post any questions on here, and we also get to as many angel readings as possible. I will end up doing those for you, and Doug will, and we'll get to as many as possible. So if you have a question, please put it on there. Click like, let us know where you all are from, and please, if you feel guided, share this with your friends. We really want to get this out there and to help people to find our tribe and to be our tribe in our community. And we're just so honored and blessed that you're with us. So this week I was guided along with Doug to use the topic of how important is it in the various forms that it shows up. One of the things that happens is broadening how important is how important is it for me to be right? It's like one of the things that I learned early on in recovery is I could be invited to a fight, but I don't have to participate. And that was really a new territory for me, because if I got in a situation, I would think I would have to prove myself at the detriment of my own well-being, when really if it's an opinion of another person, I am not going to change that. And so along the way I learned is to live and let live, that they're right with their opinion, and that no matter what I said or what I was going to do, I was not going to change the person to have them swing in another direction with that. I love what my mentor says is, a person will die on a hill for their opinion. I mean, that's how they anchor it in and stake it in and stake their claim with it of how important, their opinion is, which is true. And so what I've learned along the way is some tools of how important is it for me to be right at the expense of my peace of mind and serenity.
Yes.
That was a huge measuring gauge. And where I came from is when I learned about it is some people will say the sky is blue, some people will say it's gray, some people will say it's light blue, some people will say it's gray blue. And it's one of those things that can go on in this debate, and it's like, really, do I want to jump into that and continue at that peace, losing that peace and creating that disharmony inside of me? And today I choose not to. It's awfully tempting to, want to go in there and say, look, the sky is blue. And if somebody's seeing it with other perspective, it's not my job to change it. So, and one of the things is you liberate yourself by asking yourself on a consistent basis, is this even my arena that I want to get into. And it's not being chicken, it's not taking a cowardly way out of a situation. It's just using that wisdom and that intuitiveness to know that it helps you gain a perspective on a situation, and using that intuition instead of being rigid in it, in my view. And also, when I listen to someone else's opinion, it could also open the doors of new possibilities that I may not even looked at before. And so look for the nuggets of truth. And that's where the topic of how important is it to debate, how important, because there is that debate brings light to situations, but yet people make choices in that, and it opens it up to new possibilities of seeing a way that I may have never seen before. So I have to ask myself, by taking the time to think about what is really important in my life, security, health, wellness, shelter, serenity, loving, supportive people in my life, and asking myself, if I'm going to get truly upset about a situation, I need to evaluate what I can do to bring to the situation to make a difference. Those are really important key factors. And knowing that people will make choices that I may not agree with, but it may not even be my business, and remembering that it's their path. It's their path to their happiness, and it's my path to my happiness. And if we don't practice freeing and liberating ourselves, what happens is it's almost like there's a delivery of behaviors or this feeling that I'm uncomfortable with it. There's misery, obsession, hostility in exchange for peace. So I need to ask myself, is this going to bring harmony? Is this going to bring change? And I always make a list of, is there something where I can change in this situation? And if there is, that's great. I'm in there to go the distance to see what I can change and what I do have control over. And by changing, accepting, and eliminating is how I get my life back in those situations that baffle me. And so it's really important to help gain perspective on a situation, and knowing that there's many solutions to problems, and I may not see beyond it. And so by gaining perspective from another person's view, I can often see that we're both right, but yet coming from a different angle. Looking for those nuggets of truth, and remembering that growth doesn't always come in tidy packages with pretty bows and pretty wrapping paper. Sometimes it looks a little messy, and it's still one of those things where there's nuggets inside and nuggets of truth. And I'm looking for, in my life, where my life can get better, not bitter. There's a difference there. Better versus bitter. And what we're trying to do is cohesively learn how to live in harmony with each other, and respecting other people's opinions, and also looking for the same thing. And if that's not what's going to happen, then it's time to move on. And not only to be around like-minded people, because there's not always just growth in that, because we do need that sandpaper. I love when I'm learning a new situation with life is in session, or life on life's terms. Oftentimes we have a sandpaper angel placed in our life. That sandpaper angels kind of rub you the wrong way to bring that growth inside of oneself. And knowing that we're all on this path. Some people are further along on it. Some people walk shoulder to shoulder, and some people we're blazing a trail for. But what we need to do in this time right now is really be there for one another, and put away any butt-kicking machines of feeling less than or unworthy, and really stepping up into how magnificent and how powerful, and not comparing oneself to other people. I know that right now that's not working very well for our society. We need to look and see that we're all one, instead of judging and comparing, and really practicing. And as light workers, we really have a purpose here. And make sure that you're not being dragged back or diverted or off track or derailed from what your life purpose is by what's being bombarded in our society, and it's not only happening where you're at, it's happening globally. So this is where we all need to wake up and be together and be like-minded with this and create that path of peace. So that's it for me this week with sharing that, and I would love to hear what you have to say on how important is it.
And just also, real quick, with the book too, if you go over to Amazon and have purchased it there or downloaded it from Kindle, if you would leave a review on there.
That would be fabulous.
That would be great, but to leave a review over there for us. But anyway.
We would love that.
We would love that, yes.
Thank you.
And it helps us out a whole lot. So, yeah, and how important is it? It's kind of, for me, it's a way to kind of let me step back a little bit, and kind of reevaluate my situation, the situation, and see, because sometimes, and coming back to, some of the previous episodes we've done, I think we did HALT, which is the hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. And if I'm either any of those, the hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, the how important is it thing kind of, it kind of has to come down a little bit, because the things that I really need to take care of myself first. That's what's important, and then I can evaluate and be myself, more in a situation. And it's just like Bridget said, it's harmony. It's knowing who, what's going on in here, and sometimes it's like I know, and it's a it's a process. It's still a process, ongoing process, and sometimes if I'm not in the right space, it doesn't matter who comes up and says hi. It's like, what do you mean by that? It's like, I'm just not, I'm in a funky space. I need to rest, eat, meditate. I need to do something to self-care. And generally it's like eating or just taking a break, putting that oxygen mask on myself first. And then I can be more, and that meditation, that practice of meditation also, it kind of, by doing meditation, it allows more things to roll off my back, and and the more I can do that, the better. But then and there's certain situations that'll catch me off guard, or being off guard, and I can really quickly think, how important is this? It's like, and I think Bridget mentioned earlier too about you can be invited to a fight, but you don't have to participate or show up. It's like, how do you argue with one-sided? And the other thing is to have the open ears and listen to what the other person's saying. Sometimes I know it's a lot, sometimes, or even a lot of times, two people can be saying the same thing in two different ways, and it's like, well, wait a minute, you start sorting through it, it's like, oh, we're saying the same thing. And it's like, so it's like, kind of dissolves everything. So just kind of that perception and perspective, primarily it's like, where am I at? And how important is it? And sometimes if I do need to, some things are important and need to be addressed. But if I'm not in a good space, I don't want to bring that to the party, so to speak. And it's like, that is an important thing. We need to discuss this. Let's schedule a time or talk about this a little later. And I can say even, it's like, I'm not doing really well right now, so can we talk about this later? Because I don't want to. In the past, it's like. Hurt people, and all that kind of thing. And it's like, I don't want to do that anymore in the relationships that I have today. And it's a process, it's like, I still have, stuff that, as long as we're breathing air, and I got stuff to work with, work on and with. But today I have the tools to do that, to pause, to, how important is it? Do I want to be right, or do I want to be happy? It's like those kind of little slogans, it's like, or the "you may be right." There's a lot of little slogans that I could just quickly say, inwardly. It's like, don't use, sometimes it's like having some tools in your tool bags. Instead of, taking them out and using them, you use them as weapons. It's like, that's not what they're for. And so it's, again, coming back to that self. And I I believe that all of us, we want to have that, like Bridget mentioned, I think earlier, the security, that sense of peace, that sense of together, unity, all that. I think we all have that sense of peace and things. And people, and I'll speak for myself, it's like I've been passionate about maybe a certain topic. And sometimes that passion can look at like anger or something. And we've had friends that are passionate about certain topics, and then somebody said, wow, they're really angry. And it's like I think they just are really passionate about what they're talking about. And so it's not for me to misinterpret or misunderstand their passion as an anger against me. It's like, no, they're really excited about this, and they are behind what they're saying, but it doesn't have to mean that it's against me, because then I can come back into that defense mode. It's like, well, and then the argument and all that kind of stuff, which doesn't do a whole lot.
Especially with indigos.
Yes. And I've been privileged enough to be in groups of people. I have two individuals have a disagreement, and it's awkward. It was awkward being in that situation, because I've got all my stuff from the past, and you back your guy and all that kind of stuff, and which doesn't work in relationships or having friends or people in your life as much. And so it was interesting because I saw these two guys, and they had a kind of a heated disagreement, and one got mad and left the room and slammed the door as he left. And the other guy sat in the group, and we discussed it. And the guy that sat in the group and uncomfortable and upset and hurt and everything, as he talked and shared, and we all shared our experiences together as a group, stuff like that. And he got healed. He got help. He was healing. The guy who walked out and slammed the door left with that energy and that argument, and he continued on that path of resentment. And it was amazing to see, because I've been both guys. I've slammed, walked out, slammed the door, and I've also been able to sit in my uncomfortability and share and talk to other people who are, wanting me the best for me, and not taking side. Oh, that guy's blah blah, any kind of thing like that. It's like, no, it's like bringing it back in and saying, what's going on with me? Even like I said, sitting in a room with that energy, it's uncomfortable. It was really uncomfortable, and I almost instantly, and I knew it was a safe environment. One, I knew that it was safe. I knew nobody was physically going to get hurt or anything like that. And I knew it was a safe environment. And then the stuff that just sitting in there and being exposed to that, but detached at the same time, just all the stuff that came up in me. And it's like, it was just this, almost like this wealth of stuff for me to look at, and here again, being in both positions, not in judgment, just seeing, to know who, to know myself, what makes me tick, and how can I best, a situation, how can I best serve? It's like sometimes, that kind of thing needs to happen, and I know for me, sometimes it needs to happen to, move you. And I love what Bridget said. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes these things are messy because it comes up, and but to bring that harmony in there, and a lot of times, and Bridget again mentioned that security, and sometimes it's that security. It's like my security is going to be affected, or the other one is I'm not going to get my way, and that's like the two biggest ones. And so I just had a fear, and so it's bringing that up, and it's like And it's like, no, well, wait a minute, something that just happened in the past 3 to 5 seconds scared me. And that's all it was. I just got scared, and both, and like I said, with those two guys, they both got scared, and there are our own insecurities. And like I said, sitting in the room, I could feel my own insecurities and, defensiveness and all this stuff. And, what's my role in a situation? Like, just all this stuff was going on in my head until I was able to detach from that stuff and then just see the dynamics of it in front of me. And it was it was really one of the biggest growth things for me to see in relationship and in a heated situation. And it was very, and like I said, the guy who stayed and worked on things, and this was in a recovery situation, and I believe the guy who went out with the resentment, stayed angry for a period of time, and then finally picked up again. And so the other guy was what didn't, but willing to be uncomfortable, show your vulnerabilities, share them with people. Mm-hmm. That's what we do here. We can't. Yes. We do this together.
It's not stuffing it. It's not burying your head in the sand like nothing is going on. It's not anything like that, or avoiding anything. It's putting it into perspective, and that's what we're
looking at it.
Yes, and that's what we're inviting you to do. In that, and asking yourself, make a list if something is weighing on your heart, and if you cannot get your head wrapped around it in any different angle, I invite you to even make a list of what you can change, accept, or eliminate in the situation, just to bring the healing instead of the hardening. Because what happens is, then we get this butt kicking machine, and keep on looking at what we should have done, what we should have said, what we shouldn't have done, and it's like, no, perpetuates it. So put that butt kicking machine away and get back to that divine being that you are. There's this thing where within 24 hours, if there's something that's bothering you, don't wait a week or two. Get rid of it that night, easily, don't even go to sleep with it. Make sure that this stuff, that uncomfortability and that uneasiness is a process, but there are tools to help you get out of it where you don't have to hang on to it and let it absorb into you.
Yeah, I like what you said about the accept, change, and eliminate. What did you mean? You want to expand on that a little bit?
I do. That accept, change, or eliminate is basically how far can you go with making a difference in this situation? What can you do to get back and get that peace of mind? How can you not have it consuming you, consuming your being? And by doing that, it's like, can you change that person? Well, can you make them see a different way? Well, for me, oftentimes it's like, good luck on that one, Bridget. And not to judge that situation, but it's like, they're entitled to their own opinion. They're entitled to their own view. If I think I'm going to change that, I am the one who is out of sorts. And so that's kind of along the way that I use it, just to put things back into their proper place. And oftentimes the biggest thing we could do is hold the space and send good thoughts going that way. Keep that situation in prayer, and send them.
Your angels talk to my angels.
Yeah, have your angels talk to their angels.
Yeah.
Have a board meeting, a conference between your guardian angels and their guardian angels. And I'll tell you, when I've had situations get to that point, months down the road, I can't even remember the situation of what happened.
So funny.
I mean, that's how beautiful they handle it, and so those are the types of things to bring the peace back into your life and the serenity.
That's what I like of that accept, change, or eliminate. And those are, for me, it's on this how important is it. It's like, I can, like Bridget said, accept the person, place, or thing the way it is. I can change the way I think about it, which is kind of what we're talking about through the recovery process and doing this kind of work. It's like change the way I think about it, and not in judgment or anything. And if it doesn't resonate with me anymore, then I can eliminate it. And it's not in judgment. It's just, this doesn't work in my life for my highest good and to move forward.
And that's the part with eliminating. That's the part of removing myself out of this situation, because if I think that I'm going to change that person, that's the denial of it. If I think I'm going to change a situation instead of me going in combat with it, it's how can I turn around and make a difference or more impact going in the other direction with the same thing, but bringing more awareness, bringing more light to a situation. That's how we're going to change things. Not necessarily going in and, rolling up the sleeves and putting up the dukes in the fist. It's like, that isn't going to work anymore. We've been there, done that.
We've tried that.
We've been there, done that. What's going to change is awakening, consciousness, bringing more love into situations, bringing more peace, bringing more harmony. So if I'm going to get into anything of that, that's the nature of what I want to bring, and lifting that awareness into the situation. And I think we're going to move forward in a movement a lot more rapidly going in that direction.
Yeah, so that how important is it? It's just kind of a quick little tagline, and because it's like, again, bringing back to where am I at in the situation, and it's again, somebody with 12 items in a 10-item line. How important really is that?
Right, right.
And it just depends on where I'm at.
It does.
And so, and the fun thing is like that. How important is it? It can be a fun. You can turn it into a fun tool. It's exactly like that, and catch myself, when I'm in a space and literally looking at a shopping cart, and it's like, oh, they got, I'm counting. What first is that I'm counting it, and then it's like, wait a minute, how important is this? Do I want to spend this time and energy in resentment or anger or whatever it is? Or, it's like they talk about squandering the hours that could have been useful, that I could be putting this energy into, how's this person's life that's in front of me? They've got, too many things in their basket. Maybe they need to get somewhere really fast, that there's an emergency or something going on, playing those things instead of the other way. So
yes.
It's the learning to know myself, it becomes kind of amusing, actually. It can be amusing.
It can. So that concludes the topic part. And what I'm going to do is do a reading for the whole week. And with the reading in the whole week, after we do that, we'll get to as many individual readings as we can. So I'm going to do the reading for the whole week. And I'm guided to use these beautiful cards. So for the beginning of the week, midweek, and the latter part of the week. These are good. Okay, tying right in with this week's topic. Okay, so here we go. For the beginning of the week, we have positive intention. So that's it right there, of bringing more healing to the table instead of more division is what's really being asked. So really looking at and assessing that divine wisdom that you have in knowing what you can bring to a situation for peace and harmony versus divisiveness. The second card for the week is higher consciousness, of meditating, prayer, and that will keep you in the frame of mind to where it will keep the stress at bay. Because this is that frenzy, and the energy that's flying around right now it's sticking, and we don't want it to stick. We just want it to move on by and lift that. And the way that it's going to happen is by more prayer, more meditation, more divine connection. And for the latter part of the week is angel whispers. So we all have a knowingness inside of us, and it's trusting that inner guidance. And that is exactly how our guardian angels, the archangels, whatever your divine team is, that's how you get and receive your messages. It's like your body is a barometer, and you will either hear, see, feel, know the messages that you're getting, and trust that you will have what it takes to go the distance to make your life change and have it be on a path of happiness and being joyful and being free, and having that freedom to know that those are the types of things you can change. It feels like these two cards are stuck. Glad I felt that. So
Bonus.
for bonus card, awakening, and that is, wow, the lotus and the planet and our world, and that is exactly how we are all going to awaken and shift this energy together. So what a beautiful week, and I'm glad we got that bonus card. Thank you, God. Thank you, angels. And abundance, and just open your arms to the possibilities and say yes is what's coming through. You can make a difference, and we are making a difference. So don't lose hope, don't lose sight, and focus on all of these things, and your week will be beautiful. So now we will go to as many readings as we can. So if you have questions, please post them on here. And once again, this reading was for all of us. And if you missed it, You can go back. This will be on replay, right?
Yep.
On Instagram
For
for
the
24 hours.
Or you can find the videos. It's on a playlist on how to get your life back. You can click the video on the playlist, and all of the Serenity and Recovery videos are on there.
Yes.
This is episode 51, so there's a lot of topics you can search through and and look at.
Yes. And so now we'll move on to some questions.
So
since
over
I
here on
do that.
Instagram, looks like Anna Vera da Silva.
Okay.
Says, hello, can I have some guidance on finances, please? Miss your messages. Love from Portugal. So welcome and thank you from Portugal.
Thank you.
From California. So I grabbed Grant Virtue and Doreen Virtue's there. Abundance cards, right?
Right. I can't wait to be on Grant and Melissa
Right.
Virtue's radio show today. In Flow.
I'll put a link up there
Yes,
too for
okay.
So yeah, you can join Bridget and Melissa and Grant at 4 p.m. Pacific time, and it is 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes, and we'll be doing readings over there too, so I'm looking so forward to connecting with my friends. I love them so much.
Okay, so for the first card, and it says guidance on finances, please. It says, so the first card, it says release jealousy. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's success inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you.
Right.
And here again, it's just sometimes, then here's, it's beautiful. Beautiful card. Sometimes, and it may not even be or aware that something is happening or is going on, but it could be that somebody gets like a new vehicle or something, and to share in their joy is when they get something, and the thing is, it's like bringing that joy and excitement, because then that's spilling over into your life and your abundance. So there again, it's like, and I like the thing, like in a lot of stuff in recovery, it's like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. It's like we're all together, we're all the same week. It's like putting that energy in. It's like, man, you got a new car. Hey, I'm looking to get one. I'm gonna do my vision board. In fact, I put a vehicle on my vision board. We just did this last weekend.
Mid-year
check-in vision
Yes.
board. So now's a good time. Actually, last night was full moon here, and so putting that, letting go of things, releasing things, and bringing things in. So that's always a good fun exercise. And this, sky's the limit. Don't limit yourself, but being excited and even in that, looking at other people's vision boards and getting ideas. So the next card here is the power of prayer. Give the situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives you and respond in response to your prayers. So here again, I love this where it says God, the situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. It's like, I know Bridget and I, we say we run on miracles. I mean, that's like it's like we depend on the abundance and the resource, and all this to come through, and to just be receptive to that. And and that's the other thing with the power of prayer. It's like, this is what I want, even on the vision board. But it's like, even still, it's like, if you this or something better. If you got something better, we'll go with your idea, for sure. And so keeping that in mind, and again, having fun in the process, and bringing that light energy, light and humor even to situations. And here again, and even in the financial thing, it's like, this too shall pass. This will pass. And so just taking the time in this and doing inventory and reflection, and see what can be eliminated and let go of. Like again, here, full moon, letting go of some things that may be distracting you from that abundance. Or well, here, let me go on, because the next one actually says block out distractions. Interestingly enough. It says your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power and responsibility to block them out. So here again, we're talking about how important is it? Letting go of the things that are distracting you from doing those things that you enjoy, bringing that creativity. And it's like even being more creative on how to, and to help the abundance and the resources to come in. Maybe stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit and doing, more things that you aren't quite so sure of, and that's again stepping out into where those miracles happen. Mm-hmm. So, thank you, Anna, and thank you for joining us from Portugal.
Nice. So, thank you, Anna. So we're going to come over here to Facebook Live, and we've got Mary Brown. Hello, y'all. Sending you all my love. I recently influenced my friend to go into a mental hospital. She was in the worst shape, and of course, I see myself in her 8 years ago. I want to be the last person for her to not answer her call, but I'm spent and it hurts as she's now upset with me. I want to ask my angels for continued direction. Okay, well, thank you for sharing that, Mary. One of the things that's really important, I just know from my experience, what you've done, it's okay for her to be mad at you. And that will affect your friendship for a while, and don't have any expectations on the length or duration of how long this will go on with that. But do know that you were put in her life for a reason. And you're going to have afterburn, which is guilt of, oh, should I have done that, or did I take it too far? If she needed to be in that hospital, you were guided correctly. And oftentimes we regret when those situations happen is when an action wasn't taken. So kudos to you for taking that seriously. I am just your number one cheerleader on that one, my friend Mary. And I'm very proud of you with that. So now what I'm going to do is ask for you to bring some angels in and ask for your guardian angels to talk to her guardian angels to have a meeting and have them resolve this situation between you two. Also, Archangel Jeremiah will be one to bring in forgiveness in this situation, and also the beautiful beloved Mother Mary. So get yourself a beautiful white candle and light it, and just know, send your friend love, send her wellness, peace of mind, comfortable under her own skin, and that is going to magnify, and that is of the utmost help that you can be for her. And thank you for being transparent and vulnerable and sharing that. That is why we are here. And I'm giving you a virtual hug. Just wrapping my arms around you. I'm very proud of you with doing that. And there's many stories in here of how to get your life back, of miracles where there's been pivotal points in people's lives where a person like you made a huge difference in one's life. And they are on their path, and you did the best thing. Now Spirit could take over from here. So just bring your divine team in. So thank you for sharing that. I really don't feel a need to draw any cards on that, because I feel that's
sometimes that we're not answering the calls, and because you don't have anything to put out.
Right.
That's self-care one, and it also lets her higher power step in. Yes. And give her the angels and guidance that she can receive. Because sometimes, like I know we say, sometimes helping isn't helping.
Right.
Because we're getting in the way of resources or something that might be able to get to her. Mm-hmm. If I'm not, helping her, mm-hmm. then they can receive, assistance from outside.
Right. I like to say that I'm the one person that if somebody talks about suicide or threatens it, I'm like, you just told the wrong person, because I follow through on that. And I will back it up with professionals on the situation. And I'm just going to put it out there. My biological father took his own life. He was 20 and I was only 2 years old. So I take signs, warnings, or any type of things like that, I take it to the limit, and so I'm just really proud of you for what you've done. Thank you, Murray. And we need more of that.
Yeah.
We need more of that. Would you like to take a card here? There's Rhonda Julian. Blessings from Canada. May I have a reading if you have time on health?
Health.
Health is what she's looking
Archangel
for.
Raphael. So we'll go with health. And Rhonda from Canada. Beautiful. Oh. Well, that's some miracles this week.
That's great.
So, let's see. The time on health. So, first card, improving health. So, there you go. It says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for your comforting reassurance about this situation. So I'm getting that you are you're in the process of healing and improving your health, but it may seem a little slower than you'd like. And so here again, taking that time and getting out in nature and being gentle with yourself. And if even if you can't get out into nature, bringing in plants into your environment, bringing in a plant or flowers that something that's natural and living and that helps you reconnect, and just to bring that into your environment, and that alone helps with health. And just taking that time to nurture yourself. Being gentle. I'm getting that, just being gentle with yourself and moving forward. And the next card here is expect a miracle. Dear God, Archangel Raphael, thank you for your miraculous intervention and energy healing, which has restored the health of, and it says name the person. And so, Rhoda. So it says, which has restored the health of Rhoda.
Mm-hmm.
So here again, Archangel Raphael is working on your behalf, and sometimes it's doing like the allopathic or the other types of medicines, using that and using holistic and other modalities to calm yourself and to relax your body in order so it can do what it needs to do. So it's not one or the other. It looks like it's more of a blending of two, and just again being gentle with yourself and getting that rest and relaxation. And also with Archangel Raphael, at night when you're resting or anything, pulling, visualizing pulling a emerald green healing blanket, and you're just wrapping you up in it. So when you get that rest, your body gets the rest. Checking out even Yoga Nidra, Bridget on BridgetParvin.com over in the downloads, you can go, and she's got a Yoga Nidra 45-minute recording. You can listen to it all. You don't have to buy it. I mean, it's 99 cents if you want to, but you can listen to that, and it's a 45-minute deep relaxation, and that helps with letting your body restore itself.
So when you said you don't have to buy it, it's also free.
Yes.
Or
you
if
can
you
listen
want
to
it
right
in
there
your
online.
phone, then it's
It's
99 cents. But otherwise, for free,
Yeah,
you
can
go
just
to the
come
website each and every time.
under the
and
downloads, and yeah, you can just listen to it there.
It's awesome.
And it's the equivalent of 3 hours of sleep for your body in 45 minutes, and who can't use that, right? Especially when you're doing it. But it allows you, in using this time to do that inner reflection and inner work. And here, interestingly enough, with the improving health and the flowers, it says fresh air, getting fresh air. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me breathe easier in all ways. And here, getting back to that nature and whatnot, and having little fur friends and flower friends, and bringing that kind of energy and that joy back, bringing that in, and knowing that this too shall pass, but expect a miracle. Always expect a miracle, and sometimes they may not come in the packages that you may think that it's going to be in, but taking the time and taking the opportunity for you to improve not only physical health, but like it says here, breathe easier in all ways, spiritual, mental health, all that, that all plays. It's the holistic approach. And I'm getting that you're obviously doing that. But I think the biggest thing is to be patient with it. Be a patient. Be patient with it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you,
So
Rhoda.
thank you, Rhoda. So then now we have Genevieve Hawks. She is looking for traveling, and upcoming travels. Her wife and her are looking for a van, bus, RV, and are wondering if there's any advice for us regarding finding the perfect house on wheels, as well as sustaining income as we go.
How fun.
That is. Okay, so what I'm completely getting first, I'm going to go with the Ganesha cards, The Whisperings of Ganesha cards by Angela Hartfield. Awesome. So Genevieve, start this off with a vision board. Okay, and so completely dedicated to this divine area in your life, and just this assignment is what's coming through. Put the destinations on it, put what the environment you're looking for, the locations, and just the sky's the limit. Do not hold back, okay? Do not hold back is what's happening. So you're going to do it. I'm feeling that the only thing blocking is of knowing that you have the options available to do it. And so to let the fear get away, allow it to be lifted away from you, and just go for it. Start small and build upon the way. That's what I'm getting, that as you just get going, starting with the small part of it, and you will be building along the way, and the things will be getting it's like just start. Take that risk is what your angels are saying. So in here, oh, this is great.
I put one of those vans on my vision board too.
See, there you go. So here we go. Is that frozen?
It is.
That's not though, right?
No.
Okay, so Genevieve, right here of guidance. So call in all of your spiritual team on this, because they're with you on this road, on this path. And know that you'll be meeting people along the way, so be open-minded to how those doors are going to open. But you just got to get going, even if it's local and it's not for the complete destination yet. Just get out on one outing that's very close to where you live. So then the next card is this inner knowingness. You know that you have what it takes to go the distance, because you have your spiritual team backing you up. So don't think that this is something that you have to conquer and accomplish by your own making, so to speak. Know that they will meet you as you take that first step into it. So your guides are asking you to quit just thinking about it and go at least 2 hours away and do it. And the next card is wholeness. So in the wholeness, this is what is going to bring you great peace. It is going to, it's your spiritual path to do this. So simplify. I'm seeing minimalist, and start getting and practicing as if you're already leaving, going and doing this on the journey. So go through your things, simplify, and start preparing and acting as if this is what your next step is. See yourself doing it, see yourself being there, and see yourself going to those destinations. So I see that you and your wife will be doing a vision board together. And the thing is, even though you're doing it together, having two completely separate boards for the same focus. And knowing that you'll see how they will both intertwine. But it's kind of like the universe is, at this point, wanting you to go and create that life that you desire. And in this, the first step is that vision board only for this purpose. So thanks, Genevieve. You'll have to keep us posted, and we're so glad you joined us.
With your vision boards.
Yes.
We've done that, and we've done vision boards not together. I mean together, but not whatever. And we'll look at them side by side. It's like, oh, I forgot. Oh, you got it over here.
Yeah, we're
like,
like, oh,
good, we're covered.
Good, we're covered. Oh, good, there's food on it.
So it's fun.
Yeah, so just
But yeah, I put the
it'd
truck
be
on there, the
beautiful.
van, the travel van. She put that's
Yes, so
destination stuff.
it was almost like polar opposites, but it was complete.
Yeah.
So it's really beautiful, and
That's fun.
right now is the time to do it, especially for the second half of the year. So now, want to pick?
Let's see. Good evening. So this Elizabeth, she is in. May I have guidance in the Netherlands. So it's morning here in California, just about afternoon. So let's see. It says, "May I have guidance for health? Hugs from the Netherlands. Health. Okay. So we'll go with Archangel Raphael again.
And remember, for those of you that we don't get to, there at the beginning, in the middle part of it, at about a half hour, there was a reading for all of us for the whole week, and we will get to as many as possible individually, too.
Okay, I got just real quick, Elizabeth. I also got pulled to Robert Reeves cards for the flower therapy. So this is going to be the middle card.
Ooh, beautiful.
And then I'm going to pull these for the first and last card. There we go. I just was led that way. Okay, Elizabeth, so it says, listen to your intuitive feelings. Dear higher self, thank you for speaking loudly and clearly in peaceful ways that I easily understand. Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to listen to my inner wisdom. So here again, and I love this, it's Archangel Raphael with a unicorn. And so here again, taking that time with health and listening to our bodies, or listening to your body. You know, sometimes we get distracted or whatever, but settling in and listening to our body and listen to what it's saying. You know, that's generally where dis-ease comes in, is where we've ignored something going on and it manifests into this thing. And so it's like, and not to put judgment or anything on it, but just become aware of it, and then take appropriate actions to self-care and that meditation and to being still. And then this is again from the angel therapy card, or the flower
Reeves.
therapy cards
Flower
from
therapy.
Robert Reeves. It says, become the true you. That's a big one. Become the true you. And it says, show the world who you really are and what you were really born to do. So that's big. So taking this opportunity to listen to your inner feelings and seeing who you really are, and share that with the world, not what somebody else wants you to be, or somebody else, you know, some other thing that you think somebody wants you to be. Share who you are, and taking, with that health and whatnot. It's there's something disharmony, and it's like be you, and coming back to that, being you. And if it affects your security, I understand that too. But just taking that leap of faith and using, the red I'm getting is insecurity in the root chakra area. But if you also see the pinks in here, bringing that Archangel Jophiel, that beautiful pink love, and see the love in all the situation. And when you get to do that, the last card for Archangel Raphael is a good night's sleep. So here it says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me relax and sleep deeply. For I know that you are guiding, healing, and protecting me as I rest. And here again, I'm going to touch on that Yoga Nidra with Bridget's done on BridgetParvin.com, and look over on the downloads. It's in the More tab, I think, and drop that down. But even listening to that, to the Yoga Nidra as you go to sleep, and just listening to that, and you can go into sleep. That there's a process, and she's using the alpha and theta. The delta and theta wave state, so it helps to get into that state, and so it helps you to sleep and relax. And there again, coming back to that relaxation with health, because we can be immobile, but we can still be busy up here. So it's like getting this still, so this can be still and heal. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for joining us. Thanks, Elizabeth. And then we have Julie Hepner. Hello, Julie. Let's see. And she wants to know if she will be moving into a house soon. So I am going to go with, let me see, where am I guided? I was specifically looking for something for Julie. I'm going to go
Go-to gals.
the Go-To Gals, the Goddess deck. I love this deck by Doreen, and it's beautiful. So I'm getting something that's coming through about, yes, you will be moving, but the time's kind of not right yet. There's some unfinished business where you're at, and we'll be seeing what is coming through. Okay, there it goes. Okay, so this makes a lot of sense. So in the house where you're at, it's served its purpose, and it's kind of like they're showing me, it's kind of like being in that cocoon. You are getting, it's getting not snug anymore, but you're wanting to expand more, and that's beautiful. And the first card is receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give others. So knowing and having that yearning that you want something more, it's beautiful because you're knowing what your needs are. And in this, the receptivity of what you're picking up where you're at, you're not as happy there anymore, and that's okay, but your angels are asking you in that, knowing that it's time to go and leave the nest. It's been like a safe haven, a cocoon for you, and you do deserve more, is what's coming through of knowing what your worthiness is. And so even though you've been safe and secure there, it's also time to move on. So start thanking in gratitude what it has served you. It's been safe, it's been a place for healing, and start clearing the things that, even if it's a memory, to start looking and blessing it and rotating it out of your house and clearing the energy of, because you don't want to be taking some of this stuff with you to your new place of what's there. So it's, if it holds a memory, they're saying kind of get rid of it and just only save the things that bring you great joy is what's coming through.
Space for new memories.
Space for new memories, exactly. The next card is Bridget, don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. And knowing that, that you don't have to settle. You do deserve more, and have, even if it's a move that's only temporary, at least of getting out of the place of where you're at now, will know that that's kind of like a stepping stone. So on a vision board, make sure that you have what you're desiring, and also of knowing of the steps to take to get there along the way. The next one is Swarasati, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. So do some of those things in the house that you're in right now, because when you find that place of being comfortable underneath your own skin, no matter where you are, it's kind of like that bloom where you are planted, the angels are showing me, that is when the seeds will sprinkle in, and then you'll be going to your new destination. So there's just a little bit more unfinished business where you're at until you go on to the next adventure. And those are the things to kind of wrap it up and tie up the loose ends of where you're at now to bring the great abundance of where you're moving on to. So it's pretty exciting, and know that you have everything that it takes to go the distance to get to where you need to go. Also, to let people know that you are looking for a new place, because it's going to be a connecting thing is what's happening. So it's going to be of someone who knows someone that's where you slide right in is what the angels are saying with that one. So thank you, Julie, and it looks like it's 12 o'clock on the dot.
We got 1 minute on
1
Instagram.
minute on
So we're counting down.
Okay, so Instagram, thank you for your love. Thank you for your support once again. Find us next week on Serenity and Recovery. And
and again, over here at over on Amazon, if you haven't yet, and go ahead and order over there. Get the book, great book, amazing.
Yes.
And leave a review if you would, please.
Yes.
Again, that helps us a whole lot. If you guys leave us a review over there.
We have other people's stories in there, which are divine miracles that a lot of people may think that the book is just my story. It is collectively other people's stories and minds, and so everybody has been affected by somebody. We live in this world, we're addicted to something, so this book will either help you or your loved ones or somebody that you know, and it is a hot, sizzling summer read.
Can't put it down.
So thank you for your love and support. That's it for this
If
week.
you're watching this on YouTube, click like and subscribe, and please share.
Yes, thank you guys. We love
Bridget
you.
Parvin on YouTube.
Yes. See
Thank
you
you.
next week. Bye.